when Gogeta, the god of destruction, faces Vegito, who has traveled through time. Who will survive this fateful battle? Ugeta now possesses not only Ultra Instinct and the power of a god of destruction, but is also surrounded by eerie black lightning. All of this is because Vegito traveled through time. From Waymed, he learns the truth about the destruction of Planet Vegeta. Vegito uses the time ring to tear through the void, preparing to settle scores with Beerus. Just then, Jiren's master, Jiqing, arrives. Upon landing, Jiqing is stunned. Waymed, the god of destruction, is dead. Seeing his nemesis die a gruesome death, Jiqing's blood boils. Your Excellency, do not kill your benefactor. Take his life. He roared and charged at Vegito, trying to fight to the death. Vegito, however, had no time for playing games with grunts. He impatiently waved his hand, and a terrifying shockwave, comparable to a tsunami, swept out. Jiren was hit head-on by the shockwave and instantly collapsed, dying. He then coldly stepped into the portal and disappeared into the space-time turbulence. Not long after, Jiren finally arrived. At first, he thought his master was just resting on the ground and was about to apologize with a smile. But upon closer inspection, he saw that his master was already dead, exactly as planned in the original timeline. Young Jiren faced death for the first time, and immense grief instantly overwhelmed him. He let out a heart-wrenching scream, planting the seeds of hatred once more. This time, however, he had the entire village behind him. The scene shifts to a past timeline in the vast universe. Frieza's spaceship hovers above Planet Vegeta. The king stands with his hands behind his back in front of the panoramic window, while behind him, King Vegeta and his Saiyan underlings attempt a rebellion. Frieza, your rule is over. Vegeta, go back to your hometown and sleep. That's my advice. King Vegeta roars, unleashing all his power as he charges at Frieza. The king casually twists his body, dodging all attacks, and continues his taunts. You're just a monkey king, aren't you? Is today banana, all right? Just as Frieza was about to retaliate, Vegito appeared out of thin air and grabbed Frieza's wrist. Frieza desperately tried to break free, but found that even with all his strength, it was futile. Zabo, ouch, Vegito. What are you still daydreaming about? Kill that guy. The two guardians had just taken their stances when Vegito's eyes turned icy cold. This guy? I don't think I'll take his hand. Energy flowed from Vegito's fingertips, and two beams of light instantly pierced through the bodies of Zabo and Dodoria. Zabo and Dodoria fell straight down, dying on the spot. Frieza trembled uncontrollably. For the first time in decades, he had tasted fear. Vegito stared intently at Frieza. This is a warning. If you die without suffering, you'll answer honestly. You'll fall into hell. Vegito stopped wasting words and forcefully tore off Frieza's arm. A piercing scream echoed throughout the spaceship's control room. King Vegeta, watching from the sidelines, was utterly astonished. The cosmic emperor who enslaved Saiyans like dogs was being treated like a toy. Frieza, kneeling on the ground, completely surrendered, frantically nodding and begging for mercy. Vegito looked down at him coldly and asked, "Tell me, was it Beerus, the god of destruction, who ordered you to destroy Planet Vegeta today?" Frieza, intimidated by the god of destruction's power, still tried to deny it, spouting tales of Saiyans' inherent rebellious nature and his own actions to protect himself from Super Saiyans. Upon hearing this, Vegito suddenly punched Frieza in the face, knocking out half of the king's teeth. "I'm telling you the truth. If you're really afraid of Super Saiyans, why did you spare Prince Vegeta, who has such high fighting talent? Why did you keep him in the army to train him? If you dare lie again, I guarantee you'll die a horrible death." His mental defenses completely collapsed, and Frieza could only confess, that damned god of destruction was too lazy and forced me to destroy Planet Vegeta for him. But he also demanded that I spare Prince Vegeta's life and train him properly. I had no choice. Standing to the side, King Vegeta's faith crumbled instantly upon hearing this. So, the god of destruction he'd been fawning over like a grandson was actually the real culprit behind the extermination of the Saiyans. Having received a definitive answer, Vegito expressionlessly released Frieza's severed arm. Just as Frieza was excitedly thinking he'd escaped death, Vegito silently pressed his palm against him, coldly uttering two words. Before he could even scream, Frieza, along with his ambitions and schemes, vanished completely in this timeline. King Vegeta asked in a trembling voice, "Oh, what is this before, and what skill do you possess?" "Humph. So, you intend to repay me with gratitude? What do you want, a planet? Woman? Whatever you say, I like it. The desire for the star is the same as the one that needs to be seen before. Cuties dance, dance, and dance. Take the day off briefly. Cut Guardian, adult. Bandit Nana. King Vegito was confused when he heard this. Cut your tail? That's the source of our power. Vegito sneered and slapped King Vegeta on the forehead with one hand, forcing all four memories from Super 1 to Super Blue into his mind. King Vegeta collapsed to the ground, covered in cold sweat, looking at his hands shaking crazily. Vegito finally dropped a cold remark. 40 years later, Beerus will be the god of love. The second time I was humbled, I knelt down. Suspect utilized kill. Vegito used instant transmission to stop the spaceship carrying baby Goku, which was about to be transported to Earth. Looking at the baby inside, Vegito revealed a rare, gentle smile. Shikari's Zato cake, little monk. I don't need to hit the head now. He instantly teleported in front of Bardock and Jine, looking at the baby Goku in Vegito's arms. The two looked terrified, but Vegito looked at Bardock's face and said with emotion, Fufu, Kakarot and I Sakuri Dana. Vegito casually tore open a portal, turning back with a smile before leaving. I heard it. Frieza has disappeared. This planet is safe now. Your son will become a great being. Don't even think about raising him properly and then releasing him. Vegito traveled through time again, found Whis, and questioned him. Who is this? So what if Goku and Vegeta were close in the past? Today, return everything to me. Before Whis could reply, a powerful pressure descended, and the pyramid's doors burst open. The figure that emerged was Ugeta, dressed in the attire of a god of destruction. Black lightning surrounded him. Vegito, it's been a long time. These past 40 years. At this time, Beerus appeared. Like Ugeta, he is surrounded by strange black lightning. Ugeta flashed and stopped directly in front of Beerus, his eyes becoming extremely dangerous. The highest props of when Ugeta heard this. A trace of mockery flashed across her face. I'm tired of your lies. Let's settle this with our fists. Vegito's fighting spirit was ignited, almost simultaneously. Both unleashed energy that sent shivers down the spines of the universe. Two ultimate energies, capable of destroying dimensions, collided, and the fateful duel officially began. Who is stronger, the binary wing Vegito or the binary wing Ugeta? The two Pekings, Vegito and Ugeta, are about to clash. Ugeta can't help but taunt. Fusion. Footwork is definitely stronger than the Patera ring. At least my hairstyle is the coolest in the world. You'll never be as stylish as me. Beerus coldly chimes in. You little brat, you're courting death? I'm keeping you alive just to see the results of Ugeta's training. I'll personally crush you later. Vegito instantly goes berserk, his violent aura soaring into the sky, transforming into a bolt of lightning that hurtles towards Ugeta. Ugeta, laughing maniacally, charges head-on. But just as their fists are about to collide, Vegito vanishes into thin air. Ugeta closes his eyes, trying to sense his opponent's presence. But Beerus tells him to look up at the sky. Ugeta looked up sharply, only to see Vegito plummeting like a meteor from thousands of miles above, his earth-shattering blow slamming directly into the spot where Ugeta had just stood. Amidst the massive meteorite spray, Vegito taunted Ugeta. You're asking for instructions from a third party, aren't you? But when he looked up, he was utterly dumbfounded. Ugeta floated unharmed in the sky. Virus, how dare you? You're the god of destruction right now. I am. The next second, Ugeta was instantly face-to-face with Vegito, delivering a heavy punch that slammed squarely into his face. He was blasted away by the immense impact, and Ugeta gave him no chance to catch his breath. With a wave of his hands, two beams of light locked onto the flying Vegito. Vegito steadied himself in midair, dodging the beams with a swift, controlled pull. Ugeta smirked. You think you can escape? Eat your own morning bomb. Two more beams shot back through the air, locking onto Vegito. Vegito raised his left arm and absorbed both beams completely. In that instant of his boasting, Ugeta flashed behind him, using a powerful, unstoppable attack to lock him down completely. As Vegito struggled frantically, Ugeta unleashed a terrifying aura, propelling him straight into the sky. Then, with a 180-degree spin, he crashed to the ground like a massive bomb. With a deafening roar, even the core of Planet Destruction trembled violently. As the smoke cleared, Ugeta landed gracefully, while Vegito lay headfirst in the crater, a truly gruesome sight. Is that right, Gogeta? That's a good tune. Just as Beerus couldn't help but praise Ugeta, Vegito suddenly pulled his head out of the ground, performed a backflip, landed steadily, and twisted his neck as if nothing had happened. You're here to play? I don't have time. Both of them disappeared from their original positions at the same time, so fast that even afterimages could not be seen, and the muffled thuds of fists landing echoed through the sky. Ugeta dodged the fatal punch with a quick dodge, just as he was about to mock his opponent for being too slow. Vegito conjured the God Eater sword in his hand, and the sharp blade instantly pierced through Ugeta's shoulder, pinning him firmly and sending him flying backward. But he was still laughing maniacally. Huh? Is this the new sword you're talking about? A god of destruction that can't be killed this time. I guess I'm one of those kinds of beings. Ugeta extended his right hand, his fingers slightly twitching. Vegito caught a glimpse of a terrifying streak of light out of the corner of his eye. It was Ugeta's hidden third, super bullet, hurtling towards him at lightning speed. Another explosion rang out, blasting Vegito away and shattering the god-eating sword in the process. But the next second, a chill ran down Ugeta's spine. Vegito had directly crossed space, delivering a powerful punch that slammed into Ugeta's face, sending him flying. Ugeta, still smiling, dusted himself off. Time flies by in a single strike, that's it. But here, even if we continue the meatball battle, we'll only have 5 minutes left. There's not much time left. One strike to decide the outcome. Back to back, let's move. Ugeta gathered his Kamehameha energy at his waist, while Vegito smiled contemptuously. Wave. Today is the last day. Let's combine it. He also began to gather his Kamehameha. Just as the two forces were about to collide, Ugeta activated instant transmission, flashing in front of Vegito. Vegito screamed in despair as a terrifying beam of energy erupted at point-blank range, completely engulfing him. Ugeta began frantically equipping himself. Damn it, Vegito. This is the tea serving stand. Fufu, little monk, I've seen you sweetly before. This is the greatest mistake of my life. As the smoke cleared, 3 stands with glowing red eyes blocked the attack. Katra, Popper, and Heracles. Whis, watching from afar, felt a surge of dread. This is ridiculously overpowered. Just then, the 3 stands vanished like shredded paper, and Vegito himself finally emerged from the shadows, sporting a new look. Violent black lightning surrounded the whole body, and his hair grew longer. After that, he slowly pushed aside the bangs that covered his face. The white of one eye was dark, and the devil's eye with pale pupils stared at Ugeta. What? Summon conjunctivitis? Early ophthalmology is a good practice, and the phase stick is good. Vegito smiled sinisterly. The plastic surgery department is the plastic surgery department. And the wrist. Examination is on the wrist. As soon as he finished speaking, the phantom of the angel Margarita flashed out of thin air. Ugeta was in heart-wrenching pain on the spot, clutching her broken arm and becoming furious. Weiss couldn't hold back at all. Lord Beerus, this can't be happening. Mortal couldn't possibly wield the power of destroy God and angel. It's all over. Now, Beerus and Weiss transformed into 2 shooting stars, hurtling towards Vegito. Vegito's wild laughter echoed through the sky. Ha ha, you two are going to fight one person. I'll see my old man. The phantoms of Katra and the angel Conic instantly appeared in front of the 2. God of destruction against God of destruction, angel against angel. On the other side, Ugeta completely lost his mind, charging towards Vegito like a mad dog. Vegito's eyes flashed with pure killing intent. His back instantly appeared, grabbing Ugeta's face tightly, and he rushed off in an unknown direction, sparks flying everywhere. With a terrifying explosion, Ugeta's face was shoved deep into the ground. Ugeta was instantly killed. The fusion was broken, and Goku and Vegeta collapsed to the ground, weeping. The good news was that, because the fusion was broken, both of their arms were completely unharmed. Vegito spoke condescendingly. Broken God's dog. I'm a wave of love. On the other side, when Beerus looked back and saw his 2 apprentices lying on the ground, he finally broke through. A terrifying divine power that shook the laws of the universe erupted, and Beerus fell into an unprecedented state of rage. Beerus struck. A powerful and heavy flying kick knocked Kutra in 2, and then he appeared behind Conic and watched him go wild with his bare hands. The old cat, Vegito, still looked disdainful. Looks like you're stronger than my Cosmos, Beerus. Do you want to kill me? Then come on. Beerus didn't any more words. His entire right arm was instantly destroyed, enveloped in energy, and slammed into Vegito's cheek. The next second, to the horrified eyes of Beerus and Whis, a time ring on Vegito's finger shattered instantly. In return, the half of his body that had been covered instantly regenerated. Vegito roared to the sky. I'm your brother now. Before Beerus could react, Vegito had already flashed in front of him at Vegito's eyes.